Hey guys, happy Monday. Sorry I had to change the time tonight. I usually do my lives, been doing them at 7. Hoping to, get a little more views at night after people are done with work and dinner and everything. But tonight is one of those nights where I have to be mom and chef and cart people around from sports and different things. So I'm coming to you now at 5:30 instead. Hey Christina, what's up? All right, guys. So tonight I had posted the topic of common mistakes that are getting you kind of stuck mentally, or sometimes we have physical plateaus as well. A lot of times it is more mental than an actual physical plateau. So I just wanted to kind of go through, about 5 things that can help maybe break through or get you thinking differently as far as, am I really in a plateau? Um, a true plateau, number one, is where you are not seeing any more results. Like nothing is changing for 4 weeks. So the scale's not changing, inches aren't changing, clothes feel the same, and you're just stuck. That's a true plateau. So if that's truly happening, you could very well be in a plateau. But oftentimes things are changing. We're just kind of not noticing it. Where things are starting to feel a little bit tighter in certain places. That is a significant change that we should be paying attention to. Um, so I'll just go through quickly here tonight so you guys can get back to your lives. But just hoping this was going to help somebody out there. So first thing is not being being too patient. So a lot of times when we get into a program, or not even a program, but just our habits, we get very comfortable in our ways, and things just, we resist change. So we start to do the same things over and over again. This can be anything, nutritionally, workout wise. We just kind of keep going and doing the same thing because it's comfortable. Um, and so we're kind of just stubborn and resistant to change. So being kind of aware of when you're doing that and how to break out of that is one thing. Now, the next one, number two, is actually just the opposite of that, is being too impatient, where we start to jump from program to program or doing, I call this the shiny object syndrome. Sometimes I have that. Certain things I just like bounce from one thing to the next. I'm like, oh, that looks fun. I'm going to try that. Well, that looks cool. I'm going to try that. But if we're really trying to get significant results in something, we should give it a good amount of time before we throw our hands up and say, I'm going to try that thing over there. So again, being too impatient and just jumping right from one thing to the next, your body does take time to adapt to certain things. And so being aware and having that balance between being too patient and too impatient, where we jump from object to object or program to program. Number three, allowing yourself to follow non-personalized programs. So if something's like, everybody's the latest craze and doing it, but it kind of puts you into that cookie cutter place where so and so's doing it, so I'm going to do it. It must be good for me too. This is kind of where the individuality lacks, and so finding something that's a little more customized, where somebody, a trainer or coach, knows you personally, and what works for you, because there is that variability with every single person out there. Not one person follows the same, or should follow really the same plan, when it comes to nutrition, especially. Our bodies just are so very different. We go through very different stresses all throughout the day. We're at different points in our lives. Our hormones are different, even as we age. And this is kind of the answer I give to a lot of people when they come to me with questions on fitness, anything fitness related. My answer a lot of times is it depends. And I hate that I can't give a black and white answer sometimes, but it truly depends on you, the individual. So, allowing yourself to realize you are an individual and you don't always have to follow, the latest and greatest trends out there. And then for thinking, this is a post I made actually on my personal page the other night, about being too perfect, having that perfectionist mindset. I've done a video on that before as well, and it can get us into trouble thinking that we have to have this all or none perfect way of living. Um, and another, I heard this actually today on a podcast, was kind of thinking about living your life or your day in quarters. So breaking out your day in quarters. So if you're a sports fan or you watch sports or anything like that, usually the games are run in quarters. So instead of saying, I messed up my lunch, now my dinner is going to be screwed, and I'm just going to say F it and eat everything else, tonight. Well, you can say I won my first quarter, sucked my second quarter, I'm still going to win my third and fourth quarter, and you're going to win the game. So living like that, where you can break down your day by quarters, I find that helps to get more wins than not. And then the next day, I just do the same thing so that it now becomes, I'm not looking for Monday to start over again. I'm just looking for that next quarter. So hopefully that helps you. And the fifth thing is it's okay to ask for help. A lot of times, especially as women, we like to take on taking care of everybody else except for ourselves. And I've mentioned this before on this page as well, is that we do have to take care of ourselves before we can really truly take care of other people. And so it's okay if you ask for help. Just ask, somebody, ask a friend, ask me, ask any of the coaches and hopefully they give you a good answer. You're going to get a different answer from every coach that you talk to because, again, of that individual variance. Everybody's got something different that they would say and recommend. Not one thing is right or wrong, but there is, a lot of all or nothing advice out there as well. So I take a more balanced approach myself in really looking at the individual and what they are desiring and what they've already gone through up until that point. So I hope that helps. I've got to take the kiddo to gymnastics coming up soon, but just comment if you watch this live, or if you're watching it later, just comment replay. Just curious to see who's watching and if that helped you. Hope you guys have a great night.